Just because Break the Drift worked in your first Need for Speed game, it doesn't mean it blends well with city environments, especially at the speeds that we travel with every car, including DLC. The Most Wanted list is just basically a great value version of the Blacklist. We can earn 50 million speed points and never spend it on anything. Is this what Criterion envisioned with the cinematics, or they took something to make themselves a lot more productive and finish the game before the deadline, just because the original idea got cancelled and never got at least another year of development? Don't get me wrong, I like some of the cinematics that they made, it's just some of them makes me want to do a planning board inspection. I'll just run a little montage of what I'm talking about. Nitrous on a Tesla. What will you and Elon consider this as? If you want to elaborate it, then go ahead if you want to. Regardless, I'm just gonna send it because I don't know. I mean, I just can't describe a definitive answer for this situation for the only Tesla in this game. Really. I just can't. This is probably gonna sound nitpicky, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. I don't like the fact that I can't tell what gear am I driving in. Did I ever mention about the Most Wanted list in the phone version having more personality in the cars than here? Just being white cars?
Welcome to the city of Fairhaven, home to the most intense street racing on the planet.
I can say for some people that racing against Earl is a lot more intense than this game.
To join this elite group, you'll need to earn the right to race them, beat them all, and you'll be #1, Fairhaven's most wanted driver. To do that, you'll need cars. Lots of cars.
Cars we don't pay for. And we go where we want, when we want, as fast as we want. And even bringing up a line from the following game that releases the following year from this game can summarize the Grand Theft Auto terminology that Most Wanted 2012 brings to 63 cars plus DLC and 130 plus locations. So let me get this straight. We drove to a V12 Vantage with a Z01 just to go drive up to a 911 Carrera, when A, we would have drove to the 911 with the Camaro, and or B, do events with the Camaro for us beginners to understand the basics of Most Wanted. Oh, don't get excited that we're keeping these two. We are still gonna look for them around the city. Why set a waypoint if the event is right in front of us? Imagine running out of that good stuff that makes you productive, which now you gotta reuse the reveal trailer with a different tune. Before I move on with the verdict of this game, I want to say something real quick about the video itself. During the editing of this video, I got a new phone, and I don't know compared to my old phone if my voice sounds different or something is up with the microphone. Let me know what you guys think if you hear any issues regarding with my voice, besides the fact that you hate it already for being annoying as hell. But anyways, this game. Look, not everybody hates this game. Neither do I. Problem is just the name and how deceiving it is compared to the OG Most Wanted. This isn't what we wanted, and we all know this. Even with the cut content that's already on YouTube by multiple people that posted what this game was supposed to be, just never came to be because of EA's negligence and decisions of just making money, bro. The story that it had, or was supposed to have, seemed promising, but we don't know what that would be. We don't know how it would have ended, or what would the climax be, or anything. We just know the beginning, that we're only doing certain missions by somebody that's keep calling us because Mia's kidnapped. After what, 7 years or so? And we don't know what timeline this will be in. Either a separate timeline with the OG Most Wanted, or it would be with the Most Wanted in Carbon timeline that exists, taking place after Carbon. Regardless, we'll never know what happens next in this story, but who knows, maybe Criterion will surprise us out of nowhere with this story being brought back to life in their return to the franchise in 2021 or 2022. Gameplay. Of course, we know this is going to be a perfect, not really perfect, but still perfect enough with criterion standards of a polished game. But break the drift. Just because it worked in Hot Pursuit, like I said in the video, doesn't mean it works here. The only reason it worked in Hot Pursuit because the map, Seacrest County, was fit perfect to have break the drift. This game, Fairhaven, going around in city streets. No, streets are too narrow or the drift just doesn't work. Or how it's going to be executed depending on how the driver is. It takes practice, I know, you just gotta get good at it. But regardless, it just doesn't belong in a map like this. Multiplayer. There's no contest that this game did it better than the next 4 games after this one. There's just more things to do in Fairhaven than there are in the other cities. Since this is the same concept of multiplayer that Paradise had. You know EA were pretty clever in adding that Hennessy Venom as a DLC. I mean, it is the fastest scorer in the game. It's just kind of an annoyance that people will use it for literally everything in multiplayer. Soundtrack, pretty good in my opinion. The police in this game. Since this game came out before Rivals in 2015, or one game that had no mercy of a police force that's basically undercover in the busted cutscenes, but they're in every corner, they have no remorse in taking you out physically, and with Pursuit Tech, and the other game that's basically way too easy to escape them, and it's just impossible to wreck them because you can't wreck the police out. It's pretty meh, really. I mean, they show their full potential in the later heat levels, but I mean, it's just Crown Vics, Chargers, Ford Explorers as roadblocks. Corvette C6 is coming after you with spike strips, being deployed in front of you, and Rhino Vans. When it gets to the Rhino Vans, it gets real because they use roadblocks and they're coming after you. At least they do try to come after you and chase you, and even be used as roadblocks than what Payback and Heat did, and just having one Rhino coming at you in front of you, and all you have to do is just dodge it. So it's pretty in between. A pretty okay police force without a helicopter because we were going to have a heli, but that got cut. One thing that I could say that was pretty unnecessary from EA to do is the fact about the airport being cut from the final game that I was supposed to be there and being brought back with just $14.99. You can get the airport and a production 918 along with a few other cars that don't really matter other than the airport itself. You can charge as a price for licensed vehicles. After all, you have to spend millions upon millions to get those cars in the game. But a map expansion. Either have it as a free update or make us buy it separately if that is our choice. You know, still be in a terminal velocity pack, but also have it as a separate option for us to purchase. Alright, I got nothing else to mention. If you got something, say it. Change the sin counter, I don't care. But whatever it means, I'm just gonna add 200 sins. Matter of fact, make that 2,000. Just because, alright? Just because. Game's not that bad, but it gains a bad reputation with the name. Let's face it, Burnout Fairhaven should have been the name. I don't care if you're gonna say Paradise, it should have been the name. Listen. I know it's just a name. But does Fairhaven look like a paradise? No. It looks like your typical East Coast city in the north of the United States of America that looks perfectly like a city to go to work in. Not a city for you to be chilling in. Except if it's quarantine time of right now with, you know, the virus. So leave it alone. I rest my case. 2,000 cents. 2,000.